Dzień dobry moi drodzy, z tej strony Max, a dzisiaj nastała wiekopomna chwila, a przynajmniej taką mam nadzieję, gdyż kończymy questy z Dragonspine. W końcu, po... Dobrze, może nie tak wielu trudach, ale jednak udało mi się rozwiązać ten dziwny quest tym tam trialem i żeby odebrać tą ostatnią kulkę, ale najpierw znajdujemy się tu, żeby ogarnąć co tam chce Harry od nas. Just a few more ingredients to go. What's happening? Traveler, I'm just adding the finishing touches to an ancient recipe. Not long ago, a team of explorers went on an expedition into the mountains. One of them is a friend of mine, an adventurer. They didn't make it very far due to bad weather conditions, but my friend did tell me that they happened upon an ancient ruin while they were taking shelter from the storm. It was full of books and other records, even a recipe. I don't know how it was survived intact for this long. My adventurer friend passed the recipe on to me. He hopes I can revive the taste of the past. In fact, I've never even heard of some of ingredients that the recipe requires. Even some of the cooking techniques are new to me. So I'm cooking a modified version which only uses the most essential ingredients. Would you be willing to help me gather the unusual ingredients from the recipe? Leave it to me. Nice to see you're so enthusiastic about this. I heard that few boars somehow got lost in the mountains and became encased in ice. I'm curious to find out how such an order affects the flavor of the meat. So perhaps you could fetch me 10 portions of child meat? To clarify it, you mean... Yes, as in the meat of those frozen boars. Being encased in ice must keep it pretty fresh, don't you think? So, when someone tells me about some poor boar trapped in the ice, all I hear is chilled meat. Thanks for doing this for me. Come and find me once you've got the ingredients.
And 1, and 2, and down, and 3, and 5.
O, dziękuję, dzień dobry. O Boże, zdech. Nareszcie, Assassinowa King. Chill out? Naprawdę? Oj, zaraz umrę. Wow, this chilled meat looks really pretty good to me. Now I just have one more ingredient left to find. O Boże. Have you heard of the Great Snow? Przecież go zabiłem przed chwilą. People say that it's a fierce beast dwelling deep in the mountains. And the recipe says that its meat is well suited for any method of cooking. Huh? You mean this? What? Wait, yes, how? Where? Is this pure coincidence or... Well, anyway, this means I now have all the ingredients I need. While I was waiting for you to get back with the ingredients, I formalized my recipe. If one thing's certain, it's that this is definitely a far cry from the ancient recipe I started with. But as long as the end result tastes good, I'm not considerate about how I get there. I think I'm going to name this dish goulash. Sounds exotic, but it's very easy to make. Why don't you try for yourself? Don't worry, I factored in the difficulty of trying to cook in a hospital environment like this, so I kept the preparation time to a minimum and made sure the cooking method is a straightforward one. Go on, give it a try. After you've made it once, you will find it easy to remember if you ever want to cook it again. You finished? Oczywiście. Delicious, nice one. You're a natural. Thanks for your help and please accept this in return. I need to cook for some other people now. Oh, well, one last thing. Come and see me again this evening. I will give you another batch of his food. If you're going to go adventuring in the mountains, you've got to make sure you eat right. Right on time. It's all ready. Here you go, as promised. Do eat it while it's hot. Remember, hot food is your adventure fuel. Okay, dzięki. Co ty tu robisz, researcher? This is terrible. What I'm going to do? What's wrong? It's my vehicles. I've gone and left a whole load of them up in the mountains. There is no way I can continue my research now. And after all the money I spent on them too. What exactly happened? Well, I wanted to do some research into conditions on the mountain. The climate, the environment, and so on. So I invested in the expensive set of solar beacons. Then I scaled the mountain with a team of explorers. I was just putting the beacons in place when we were set upon by a huge group of monsters. They came out of nowhere. Każdy tak mówi. I didn't manage to grab them out before I left. The explorers insisted that we leave immediately. They also said they're not going back up there anytime soon. But what about my beacons? The monster will smash them into pieces. Can you go and collect them for me? Please, I promise they're very easy to find. I'll write them. Thank you for 1,000 times over. No, 1,000,000 times. What's in this for me? Oh, a reward, of course. I will make it worth your while, I swear. So, thanks in advance. Did you find my beacons? I did indeed. Let me see. Yes, these are the ones. Alright. Look at the state of them. Those monsters clearly went gentle with them, but thankfully they're not completely ruined. Still, I guess I won't be using them in the near future. Can be helped. I will have to make do with a smaller scale survey. I have some other beacons here. Could you set them up at the monsters for me? Why can't you do it yourself? I don't dare. If not even a whole team of explorers could stand up to monsters, I'm certainly not going back up here alone. I can't fight any other explorers planning a trip up there at the moment, but I also can't delay this indefinitely. So you're the only chance I've got. Seeing as you managed to fetch my beacons back so effortless last time, I think you're more than up to the task. Thanks once again. I'll be sure to compensate you well. Wait, let me mark the location on the map for you. There, I've marked them out. Just put the beacons in those general areas. Make sure to put them up in the high spots. The higher the altitude, the more accurate the survey. Are all the beacons in place? Yes. Wonderful. That is an enormous help. Take this, along with my thanks once again for everything. With so few beacons for the survey, who knows if I will be able to turn up anything of interest. Okej. No, to zaraz 35 wbiję, może nawet teraz. How are we going to get up this mountain? Let's try following this road first, shall we? No tak, jesteśmy coraz bliżej. I nie wiem, co na mnie czeka, bo ja kompletnie... O Boże, kompletnie nie, bo ja się tu utopię. Wspaniale. Kocham Dragon Spine. Tak, jestem już blisko. Uff. No to jeszcze tu trzeba będzie ogarnąć ten syf. Zastanawiam się, skąd się biorą te wielkie takie kloce, że tak powiem, no bo to jest jednocześnie w Kazmie i Dragon Spine. I co to znaczy? Nie wiem, czy to jest coś, jakieś pozostałości po jakiejś starszej cywilizacji, czy to Archonowie po prostu zostawili? The icy surface under the pillar has completely shattered. Looks like there's a huge space underneath it too. Let's go check it out. Okej. Nie chciałam się nagrywać całej cutscenki, dlatego że trochę mi zajęło schodzenie w górę i w dół. O, i tu mamy skrzynkę i domenę. Seems like there's nothing else here. Zaraz, bo jeszcze chcę to zaliczyć. Potem się przyda do jakiegoś tam miecza. The stone stable slid up as well. Chwila, uno momento, dajcie mi to blokować, żebym później nie musiał uwalić tak ten. There's a strange huge pillar floating in mid-air at the summit. To think that there would be such a thing at the Dragon Spine. Co te dziwne rzeczy oznaczają? There's huge space below the ice under the pillar? That's even weirder. This is incoincidental. Thank you. I will send explorers up here as quickly as we can see to see what's happening there. Yes, I should thank you for helping us open the way to the summit. Please take this as thanks. It seems Dragon Spine really does have its secrets after all. Zgadzam się. I do hope our next expedition will yield some new discoveries. Moje gardło już nie wyrabia. Any ideas about this tooth? A tooth, let me see. Yes. It is a little unusual both in shape and in size. I'm no expert on obscure materials. Orban may know something, though he comes across all sorts of materials in the process of forging weaponry. Why not go and ask him? He's right there. He's right over there. You can't miss him. Jeżeli będę musiał zbierać jeszcze pozostałe zęby, bo jeden już znalazłem, ale nie mogę pokonać go przez tego głupiego lava churla. What is it? Czy tam frozen churla? Cholera wie. A tooth? Don't tell me you've been forging around at the monsters for junk. Although as Steve go. What is it? This is a rather fine specimen, though as nice too. And this construct looks an awful lot like dragon tooth to me. What do you mean dragon tooth? As in, the tooth of a dragon. Weapons made from dragon's tooth are supposed to be extraordinarily strong and sharp, and even possess some sort of strange power. It's hardly the sort of thing you come across every day, though. In all the stories you hear, it's only ever the most famous heroes who manage to acquire dragon tooth and craft weapons from it. As they say, if you plan on slaying the dragon to pinch his teeth, you'd better be sure to have a dragon slayer of a weapon handy, or he might just fight back. Then, is it really a dragon's tooth or not? Honestly, I've never dealt with dragon's tooth firsthand, so I can't give a definite answer. I do think it has to be the tooth of some enormous beast or other. Anyway, since you've gone to all this effort, let's just treat it as if it really is a genuine precious piece of dragon's tooth, shall we? But that's it, it's not enough to make a weapon from. How about you go find such 3 more pieces of dragon's tooth, and in the meantime I will do something reading and find out how to work with this stuff. Oh, and dragon tooth aside, we'll want to supplement it with some good ore. In which case, while you're up on the mountain, grab 50 pieces of star silver, no to będzie zbierania. Ach yes, and as well as that, I'm also going to need a Northlander Poem Ballet. To chyba na szczęście mam. Once you've got all of that, come and see me again. W każdym razie, co my tu mamy? Kolejny quest? Esther, czego ty znowu chcesz? Oh, just as I expected. With only a limited number of beacons, the accuracy is nowhere near good enough. There's no way I can use this as a reliable altitude measurement. Unless a fearless adventurer can scan the highest peak and place a beacon up there for me. Like me? Like you, please help me out one more time. All my other beacons keep getting destroyed by monsters, so this is the only way to reduce the margin of error in my measurements. Yeah. All you need to do is place it at the summit. If you succeed, I promise I will reward you generously. Cholera wie. Rosebud? What? Nie, żaden Rosebud. Nie, to nie ma sensu. To by nic nie dało, nie? To nie ma sensu. Goba nie działa tak jak powinien. O, to wedding achievement? Kurde. Tak to Paimon. Brr, that should do it. So cold, I can go now? Już. Uno momento, ja muszę coś sprawdzić. Co tak właściwie oznaczają te kryształy? Bo one muszą coś znaczyć, bo Kazmie jest identyczne. Co? To było konieczne do zdobycia? To wejście na samą górę? W sensie... O! Celestia, okej! To konkretnie chodzi o Celestię, czy po prostu tak na górze pokazało? Oh, this place is incredibly high up. Woman has no idea where this Belamer cave come from. Did it fall down from the sky? How strange... Czy to jest sugerowanie, że to prawdopodobnie Celestia zrzuciła to wszystko? To czysto teoretycznie mógł być zwykły przypadek, ale to tak bardzo pokazało na Celestię, która w ogóle coraz bardziej się zbliża do Mondstadt. Chyba nawet z Mondstadt to praktycznie widać, więc... To mi się wydaje, że chyba z każdą wersją, może nie aktualizacją, a chyba z każdą wersją jest coraz bliżej tego. Dobra, wróćmy może do Escher. Did you put the beacon in the place? Yep. Wonderful, thank you. Now I can finally get a reliable measurement in the high of the mountain. Oh, and regarding compensation, ask Cyrus to put something together. Ask him for it next time you're in the city. And since you will see him before I do, could you also give him this letter for me? He promised to keep me in the loop about the second exploration team headed for the mountains, but I still haven't heard back about it. Pewnie już nie żyją. Once the rest of the beacons are fixed, I will have to head back up and set them all up. There's a lot of things that still need surveying on that mountain. Hello, how may I help? I have a letter for you. A letter? Oh, it's from her, Avil Weger. She's asking about the next exploration team again. I don't know what I can do. It's rare to find a team that's willing to take on the mountain these days. It's just too dangerous up there. I'll write her rather shortly to explain the situation. Thank you for making the trip to deliver this. Speaking of letters, she sent another not long ago asking me to prepare a waivers for you. Here, please take it. One last thing. I can see that you are a hardy type, but nevertheless, I urge you to be careful in the mountains. Dragonspine, if ever the chance arose to lead team of explorers there in person, I would surely take it. Nienawidzę Dragonspine. Mam dość tego miejsca. If only someone could help me out. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to be talking to myself like that. I found this. Huh? Up to the mountain? Let me take a look. Wow, what a find. This is a priceless treasure. Treasure? Treasure? A treasure trove of knowledge for the history enthusiast, I mean. Oh, dla mnie. Once on a recent trip, I read some ancient historical annals. I remember one of them from before the time of the Knights of Pavonius. Asked about a team sent by the aristocrats to investigate the mountain. For some reason, though, the annals provide next to no details about what the investigation team found. If this is one of the journals kept by that investigation team, it will serve as an immense value historical source for researchers. Would you be willing to go back into the mountains and see if you can find any more of them? Leave it to me? Really? Thank you so much. Based on what I'm reading here, the team investigated 3 sites in total. One of them was where you found this, so that's these 2 more. Let me see. Here and here, I've marked them out on your map. Thank you for agreeing to this, and please be careful of it. Ja się trochę cykam, szczerze mówiąc. It's one of the places material with Stevens too. Wow, these are the hills somewhere around there. To mi odblokuje wejście do... Gdzie mi blokuje? Do miecza, tak. O, skrzynka, Boże! Okej. I to już mam. Nasze drogi się rozdzielają w takim razie. Co to robi ta skrzynka? O Boże, ale mi odrzuciło. About those journals. You found the rest of them? Amazing. Here, let me take a look. Wow, my goodness. Wait, if this detail is correct, what have you found out? Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought. Thank you. The investigation journals are of rather significant historical value. There is a serious dearth of detail on this topic in the existing literature, as all the available sources only make passing reference to some mysterious investigation team formed once by the aristocrats. To już wiemy. These journals you found will help fill in some major gaps in the historical record. Now we finally have answers to the questions of why so little information on the investigation appears elsewhere, and why nothing of relevance beyond the initial departure of the team is recorded in the annals. I think I understand what happened too. Yes, well, although there are still a fair few minor details to straighten out, the overall picture is becoming very clear. Paimon doesn't get it. Well, all the evidence, or lack therefore, would suggest that not one member of the investigation returned to Most. Czyli nie żyją, wiedziałam. But these journals suggest there's a chance that one of them, called Eberhard, may have managed to escape. Oh? Since there is no record of his return in Mondstadt, however, the million more question is, where did he go? Many other details need corroborating too, but without a doubt, this doesn't detract from how valuable these are historical sources. I am most grateful to you. Please take this for your trouble. Any other books you find while out exploring in the mountains, I'd be such obliged if you could bring them to me on your return. Eberhard, where did you go? No nie, i to tyle? Tizujecie mnie z jakimś Eberhardem i teraz jeszcze jesteście like... no to koniec. Siema, nie dowiesz się. Co się nareszcie stało? Ostatni quest z Dragonstone. I found some more dragon tooth. I was hoping you'd swing it. I was hoping you'd swing by. Listen, before you go gathering all that dragon tooth. Oh, I see you've already finished. My previous apologies, but I've hit a slight snag. No matter what I hit this thing with, I simply cannot take so much as a silver off of it. The most I've visited really were dragon tooth. If so, then based on what I read, there are several rather specific methods to work with this material. One of them is to have the dragons tooth absorb some sort of dragon vitality, then use the dragon's tooth infused with dragon vitality to work the other pieces of dragon tooth into shape. But how to go about infusing something with dragon vitality, I haven't the foggiest idea. Any thoughts, Traveler? I'll see what I can do. Great! Here, you take this dragon tooth, then I'll leave the whole side of things to you. If just the teeth cause this much hassle, whole dragons must be seriously complicated creatures. Oh. Wait, do you remember the place already? Wasn't there a... let's try maybe some... ja się boję. Aha, spodziewałem się tego, to be honest. Coś wydaje dźwięk jak pompujące serce. O mój Boże. O, nareszcie. Dziękuję. Ale to bije, Boże. A strange glow emanates from this particular object. Threat Vitality with Dragon Tooth. Na razie trochę cykam. The strange object seems to be reacting. Oh! The heart responded. Careful, we should expect the unexpected. Wait, there's... Some people call... Nie! Jak this is what I mean but unexpected. Oh, are you kidding me? Jak to 8? Everyone thinks it's finished now. Nareszcie. Matko kochana, co to była za walka długa? Interesting. Something looks a little different from this dragon tooth now, and it seems more ominous too. Let's get back and give it to Orvan. I hear about the dragon tooth again. My goodness, the luster and the texture. You actually managed it? You infused that tooth with dragon vitality? Wow, you're one extraordinary individual, my friend. This is great. I've already got someone to handle the star silver. Give me a moment or two. I will get this weapon made right away. Okay. Orvan starts forging the weapon. There, it's done. Haha, here. Hold that. How does it feel? How much do I owe you? Oh, don't worry about paying for it. The chance to work with these materials was a rare pleasure. No need to bring more into it. Alright, I'd say this weapon is ready for an adventure, wouldn't you? I hope you take good care of it. Dragon Spear. I tym oto akcentem mogę oficjalnie potwierdzić, że skończyłem robić Dragon Spine. Nie będę wracał do tego miejsca już ani więcej razu, no chyba, że będę musiał pozbierać te czerwone kryształy, żeby odblokować skrzydełka, to najwyżej wtedy, ale nawet nie wiem, czy będzie musiał się już Dragon Spine robić na 100% w eksploracji, skoro czysto teoretycznie mam to zrobione na moim głównym koncie, chociaż jednocześnie darmowe primogemy bardzo mnie do tego przyciągają. W każdym razie dziękuję Wam bardzo serdecznie za oglądanie, trzymajcie się i do kolejnego odcinka. Cześć!